This is Jonathan Agger, Fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Eddie Hearn, out here promoting the fight at 8:30. A few days to go to Joshua Franklin.
I'm nearly spoken out. I've been here for 4 hours talking.
It has been a busy day, red carpet event for Joshua Franklin this Saturday at the O2 on DAZN. Eddie, you said, and well, the fight's billed as a new dawn. Explain to me what you've seen in camp when you're out there that makes this a new dawn.
Now he's stripped it back with Derek James and, you know, gone old school really in Dallas, and I like what I see, and I hope it translates into a great performance on Saturday.
This is his first fight in 13 fights and 7 years without a world title on the line. How much of that is relevant in terms of the pressure on him on Saturday?
No, not really. I think, you know, it's really about the performance. He just wants to win the fight, and he wants to put in a good performance. That's always the thing for him. He wants to get the performance that he deserves from his hard work and sacrifice. So there is pressure on this fight because obviously he wants to fight for a world title, and he can't do that if he loses on Saturday night. So people are expecting him to win, but I know he wants to win in style, and you know, I've got everything crossed for him.
Johnny Nelson says that if he loses on Saturday, that's it. He should jack it in. I spoke to AJ. He said he kind of agrees, but he said he'll decide when it's over.
Yeah.
What's your reaction to those comments?
Well, I think that AJ wants to box at world level in big fights. He wants to fight for world titles, and if he was to get beat on Saturday, that would be a long way away. So I feel like there is a lot of pressure, and I think, you know, if all he wanted to do was to box for world titles and in big fights, defeat would put him in a very difficult position. So yeah, it would be a disaster if he lost, in all honesty. But that's the game we're in. We're in a heavyweight division, and anything could happen. And Jermaine Franklin looks in good shape, confident, and AJ's got to punch that confidence out of him nice and early on Saturday night.
We'll see. People can watch this fight on the Sky platform. Is it available in pubs? I assume so, no?
Yeah, believe so. And obviously channel 429 on Sky via traditional means, or via the new wave and the new digital wave via the app, smart TV, phone, tablet. But obviously the addition of being able to watch DAZN on the Sky platform was a massive win for them.
What's the chances you get the phone on Monday and call up Shelley Finkel and say, let's make the Wilder fight?
I think the Fury fight's more likely. You know, I really feel like, you know, if AJ wins, he wouldn't have a fight scheduled. Fury doesn't have a fight scheduled. There's no mandatories due. But, you know, it feels like we're a long way from making that fight. But certainly if he comes through, and he comes through in style, I think a lot of people will be calling for that fight.
Just quickly on the Fury, I know you've spoken about it, but True Geordie said that he feels that at this point in Fury's career, he just wants the easiest fights for the biggest money. Would you go along with that? Or
I think everything's about the money for Tyson Fury, and the biggest money fight for him is Anthony Joshua. But AJ's got to win first on Saturday, so it's all irrelevant until Sunday morning. But you know, that fight remains the biggest in the sport.
Just a couple quick more. Dillian Whyte, any update? Is he going to fight before potential AJ fight?
I'd like him to. You know, obviously it's a potential fight for AJ in the summer. Dillian would like to fight in May or June, so just talking to him now and see what might be next.
I spoke to Pulev's manager. He says he wants Derek Chisora, a third fight. Is that any interest to you?
Absolutely none at all.
Okay, and reports today obviously that Eubank and Benn heading to Abu Dhabi. How accurate is that?
Someone was telling me it's signed. It's definitely not signed. It's not imminent. There are negotiations going on at the moment for that fight. It's the fight I want to make, but still negotiations, and I think Conor's fight will be announced next week.
Just for fans that are saying, well, the first fight was made in, the original fight was made in the UK, why can't it just go to the UK? Apart from the money in Abu Dhabi, is it just solely due to the UCAD investigation?
Not the investigation. He doesn't have a licence with the British Boxing Board of Control. So at the moment, I don't think they would be comfortable letting him fight in the UK. So he has to fight in jurisdictions where he can fight. One of those is America, one of those is Australia, or everywhere in the world actually, and the Middle East. So obviously, and there's been a lot of interest, a lot of site offers for a Conor Benn fight, and it's a big opportunity for him.
Final question, and I appreciate the time because it is late. David Benavidez called out Canelo after winning on Saturday. A lot of people think that's the fight to make, not the Bivol rematch. What do you say to those people?
I mean, the Bivol rematch is a much tougher fight at 175 than David Benavidez. Let's just break that down and ask yourself honestly, like it is. Benavidez Benavidez is a great fighter, but my instruction from the last 6 months is to make the Bivol fight. Contractually, we have an obligation to explore that. So for me this year, you're going to see John Ryder and Dimitri Bivol, and after that, I think the David Benavidez fight is a great fight. But don't forget, the Mexican monster is Canelo Alvarez. He stopped Caleb Plant, and he bashed him up, and he couldn't continue. Benavidez hit him with everything after Canelo had stopped him, but he's still a very good fighter.
Just following up on that, is that not the same though as Chris Eubank having a rematch clause and activating it, and then having another fight when he's already activated?
There's no deal for Chris Eubank Jr. to rematch Liam Smith. He has not agreed a deal or signed anything to rematch Liam Smith.
It doesn't matter if you activate the rematch clause.
There is no deal with Liam Smith to fight, for Chris Eubank to fight Liam Smith.
We'll leave it there, Eddie Hearn, appreciate it.